Hey guys, how's it going? Today's the Tech Daily. And if you guys have not already heard, you guys know today was the day of the iPad 2 launch. They updated a lot. It's going to be 33% thinner and it's actually 15% lighter. So they've made this a lot smaller, and they've also added, as we already knew, the front-facing camera and the back-facing camera. So something else that they actually came out with for this is that they're going to be coming out in two colors just like the iPhone. So it's going to be coming out in black and in white. And of course, they're going to be the same gigabyte models as the old one. There's going to be a 16 gigabyte retailing for $499, a 32 gigabyte retailing for $599, and a 64 gigabyte retailing for $699. And that's just the ones for the iPad with Wi-Fi. So they're also going to have the ones with 3G, and they're going to have that on AT&T and Verizon. So for either of those are the same price. 16 gigabyte with the Wi-Fi and 3G is $629. 32 gigabyte is $729, and the 64 gigabyte is $829. So those are the prices for the AT&T 3G version and the Verizon AT&T version. So that's actually really nice that they actually put them on both carriers. And I was actually planning on thinking that they were going to do that, especially since they planned out the iPhone. So now let's actually go and talk about some of the specific details about this device. So the weight of it is 1.33 pounds, so it's a lot lighter than the old one. The actual depth of it is 0.34 inches. The width is 7.31 inches, and the height is only 9.5 inches. So they've lined this up, but still kept the same size screen, which is really nice, which is the 9.7-inch LED backlit and glossy widescreen multi-touch display with the IPS technology. So it has 1024 by 768 pixel resolution at 132 pixels per inch. And then it also has a fingerprint resistant oleophobic coating. So that's really nice to keep all those fingerprints off the screen, because we all knew that we had lots of problems with the other iPad. And then also support for display of multiple languages and characters simultaneously. So that's also another thing that they really added nice to this. So the processor in this thing is a 1 gigahertz dual-core Apple A5 custom-designed high-performance and low-power system on the chip. So they put the same chip that was in the iPhone into the iPad, so this is going to make it a lot more powerful. The back camera on it has video recording, as we all knew, and it's going to be HD 720p, and it's up to 30 frames per second with audio. And the camera actually has a 5 times digital zoom, which is really nice. And the front camera, that's video recording as well, and that is also up to 30 frames per second with audio, and it's a VGA. So it has tap to control exposure for video or stills, and it has photo and video geotagging over Wi-Fi. So moving on to the power and battery, it's going to have a built-in 25 watt hour rechargeable lithium polymer battery, and it's up to 10 hours of surfing the web on Wi-Fi, watching video, or listening to music. So just like the last iPad, 10 hours again. And then also now they're going to be letting you charge it via power adapter or USB to computer. So before depending on what laptop you have, I don't think it really worked on any. You couldn't charge your iPad in your laptop because it really couldn't power that all the way up. So if you're on 3G, you can have up to 9 hours, which is really, really good battery life. And that's for, of course, the 3G model. So let's talk about the input and output of this. There's going to be a 30-pin dock connector, of course, the 3.5 millimeter stereo headphone mini jack, a built-in speaker, and a microphone. The other things it's going to have is, of course, a digital compass, and the GPS one is, of course, going to have assisted GPS and cellular along with Wi-Fi and the digital compass. So moving on to the next one, it's going to have TV and video, which I mean by that is actually you can connect it straight up to your TV, and it'll mirror that on your TV. So you're going to be able to connect it, and on any HD TV that you have, you can connect it and see everything on your iPad. So something that people really don't like about the old iPad was you couldn't see everything on the screen. Only certain apps actually work with the wire. This way, everything will work. Your entire screen, your home screen, everything will show up on your HD TV. So something else that they actually are coming out with for the iPad is, you guys know that their last case was pretty bad, so now they're actually been coming out with just a top layer screen protector for your iPad. So the back is aluminum, so you really don't have to worry about that. But the front, of course, is glass, and so this is just going to be covering the top of your iPad, just the front of it. And they actually wanted to keep the sleekness of the iPad. That was the main point of this, and it's actually really nice when I saw the features of it. So it just magnetically attaches to the sides of the iPad, and then also it folds up to work as a stand for the iPad. So this is really nice. I don't think it's going to be as useful as they're thinking, but I mean, I really want to protect my entire iPad. If I was going to buy a case, I'd want to protect the back as well. I know what they were trying to do is keep the sleekness of the iPad, but it's probably something that I really don't see that I would use, but it's just something nice that they actually created for the iPad. So these are the major highlights from the Apple event today for the iPad 2. So thanks for watching and have a great day. Leave your comments down below if you're going to buy an iPad or not. What are you planning on doing? Of course, I'm planning on buying one. So thanks for watching this video and have a great day. Bye.